Happy Monday. It is Martin Luther King Day today. My name is Maria Landers. I am your friendly neighborhood fitness girl. I have been doing fitness things for over 8 years now. And throughout my channels, you will find helpful tips to find the best version of yourself. So today I'm going to be talking about something called spoon theory. I was going to make a video talking about my goals for the year, but I really wanted to make this video first. And in a little bit, you'll see why. So spoon theory is a creative way of illustrating what it's like to live with a chronic illness. For me, spoon theory kind of goes for anyone who I feel like identifies as human. So let's say on a normal, typical day, you wake up with 12 spoons, okay? So you get ready in the morning, 1 spoon. And then you go to work, that's like 4 spoons. Then you come home, then you do some chores, you do laundry, you do dishes, cook, whatever. Okay, that takes like 3 spoons. All right, so by the end of the day, you still have 4 spoons left. Then you're like, okay, well, let me go to the gym. I'll prepare for my next day. I still have some time to, I don't know, hang out with a friend, whatever. So the amount of spoons that you have each day varies. Okay, so let's say you slept kind of bad. Okay, well then you have like 11 spoons. Or maybe you have a little bit of a cold, stuffy nose, whatever, 10 spoons. So on that day, maybe you pick up some fast food on the way home, or you skip the gym, you maybe cancel your date, you cancel your friend, whatever. But still, all good in the hood, right? Okay, so what if getting ready takes you 1 whole spoon? Or actually going to wherever you need to go takes a spoon. And then you get through the day, that's 4 spoons. Getting home is another spoon. You quickly kind of run out of spoons, So at the end of the day, you have like 1 or 2 spoons left. So what are you going to do? Like, keep in mind, you still haven't cooked food. You still haven't done chores. You haven't done anything. What are you going to do? Okay, let me sit down. Well, for me, when I was going through one of the hardest times of my life, a day could be that I woke up with 5 spoons. Going to school and getting good grades took like 3 spoons. But I kind of figured out that if I did certain things, I could make my spoons last longer, or I could even get spoons back. And I figured out that if I ate candy or took a nap, that I would get a spoon back, or I would make my 1 rusty spoon last a little bit longer. So you can imagine that I snacked on candy while studying like every day. At one of the lowest points of my life, when I was freshly postpartum, all alone in a new state, I had a C-section, I was in intense pain, I had a newborn, a beautiful little baby boy who had colic. So he cried a lot, nonstop, all the time for 3 months. Because he was in pain, I literally woke up with like 2 spoons. 2 friggin' spoons. And I gave both of those to my newborn. Without a doubt. So this theory is just to show you that if you constantly sit there and you wonder, oh, maybe I'm not disciplined enough. Maybe I don't have what it takes. Maybe I'm not whatever. Just have a look at your spoon drawer. And before you jump on someone's neck or before you start making statements about someone else's life, look at what their spoon resources look like. So anyway, when I got diagnosed with postpartum depression, I was lucky to see one of the best psychologists in my state. With her help, I truly did understand that my postpartum depression was just not postpartum depression. It was lifelong depression. But I was kind of able to keep it together up until that point, up until being postpartum, and my spoon drawer was just yeeted out into the yard, and I just went. The point of this is that when I started having newfound empathy and understanding for myself, I was able to start healing. Because for a long time, I was just like, what's wrong with me? Like, why does no one else do this? Like, why am I doing this? And la di da. And with the healing came more spoons. slowly I was able to not give all of my spoons to my little baby. I actually had a spoon for myself, and I just went, all right. Don't get me wrong, it took me a while to understand. I didn't just magically go into a magical spoon store and then just bought a new set, like, not at all. And I would sit there thinking, I'm a fraud. Is my entire life a lie? Who am I? Like, what is happening? Do I not have discipline? Ugh. I've been able to return to YouTube because I got more spoons now. Something that I also realized is that I can reorganize my day in order to preserve my spoons. I don't need to devote a whole spoon to things that make no difference in my happiness, my children's happiness, my husband's happiness. I don't need to do that. I can have more spoons and less spoon requiring activities throughout the day. Grocery pickup is one of these things. So I hear little feet coming into this room right now. What are you kids doing? I can hear you. So spoon preservation is a thing. Is there something that gives you your spoons back? Is there something that you can do to preserve them? And then unexpected spoon drainage. Is there something that drains you that you haven't thought about? I'll name a few and maybe you'll identify yourself with these. Anxiety, anxiety in general, anxiety about going to the gym. Your gym spoon is literally being used for the anxiety. Grief is one, and I feel like grief in general is a word that has a lot of misconception around it. There's a lot of grief that has nothing to do with losing another human or a pet. Grief over that your life didn't turn out the way you thought that it would. Grief over missed opportunities, just to name a few. And healing in general, just holding space in the emotional and spiritual realm that you are in, that is very draining. Pain is another one. If you're in constant pain, that drains you as a human. And spoon theory is used very often to describe people's lives who live with chronic pain illnesses. So it makes a lot of sense. So all I'm saying is that before you start with your extensive list of goals and aspirations, all the things you want to do, before you start doing all of those things, just look in your spoon drawer first. Look in your family's spoon drawer. Just because you want to do something doesn't mean that it's possible to do that right now. But just realize that not all of your spoons go to yourself. Start there. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. Thank you for being here. I'm so excited to be back. So much so that I actually got goosebumps on my arm because I am just so stoked and happy and grateful and all of the things. So make sure that you follow me on all of my social media channels so that you don't miss out and so that you know who the real me is, because a lot of my content and before and after pictures and all of that has been stolen before, and that is very frustrating. So there you go. And if there's anyone who you think would benefit from this video, please share it, like it, and subscribe, because the goal of my life is to motivate, inspire, and help you create the best version of yourself. Let me go see what these little rascals are up to.